youth justice system has changed significantly since the building was built in 1954. They could house anybody here. So children who are beyond their parents' control, children who are skipping school. Now you only have the kids in detention who pose the most risk to the community.
On the delinquency side, or the juvenile offender side, we see youth generally from the ages of 12 to 17. They are oftentimes charged with things as simple as theft in the third degree, so stealing from a store, to things as serious as murder. This facility is the courthouse for all of those individuals that are charged with those sorts of offenses.
Our building is not suitable for the current practice. We can't use some of our detention pods, and it's required us to make some pretty drastic changes. It's like sending some of our kids down to the jail downtown, and that doesn't align with our values.
Day to day within my courtroom, my judicial assistant and I have to manage where people are seated, whether or not they are adverse parties that may become hostile to each other. Ideally, in a courtroom setting at juvenile court, we would be able to make sure that everyone has access to the courtroom. Everyone that has an interest in a case or wants to speak on behalf of someone appearing in the case has an opportunity to be in the courtroom and be heard.
When we think about a modern juvenile justice system, we're thinking about how to intervene in that cycle of involvement in the justice system, get them on a better trajectory, and to truly help them lead a safer, more welcoming, and more connected life.
The other side is the dependency side. Every day, families run into situations where there are concerns for the safety of children currently living with their parents.
When young people in their early days enter the justice system, or their parents have entered the justice system, the data is so clear that they will continue to be involved in the justice system long into their life and become repeat offenders.
When my grandson was arrested, we didn't know what to expect. A shout out to the staff here at Remann Hall because they have been exceptional.
We advocate for abused and neglected children to get into safe, permanent homes. We partner with families and young people to get connected to school. Most of the young people coming in have significant trauma, domestic violence, physical, sexual abuse, neglect, parents in prison. They're overcoming some real challenges.
The community needs to understand how to support these kids and how to prevent recidivism. We don't want them back in the system. We want them to grow up to be functional adults.
I'm appointing a 15-member task force to be known as our Juvenile Justice Task Force to provide recommendations for a new juvenile justice facility that will support a modernized approach to juvenile rehabilitation and reflect the evolving safety and programming needs of today's young people.
Children are so important, and supporting families is so important to this community. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to come up with recommendations about how to reimagine juvenile justice in Pierce County and have a building that aligns with those values.
So this right now is housed as offices.
We are going to ask them to try to conclude their recommendations to me by the end of the spring of 2026.
One of the things that I believe this task force is going to do is look at what are the limitations of this facility, what are the things the facility does well, and what are the things the facility can do better.
This is both a short-term and long-term investment in the future of Pierce County. It's not just about detaining young people, it's about rehabilitating them. We really envision a place where young people who are getting involved in the criminal justice system have a future that's worth fighting for.